Hello, it's another must-watch package this Wednesday. For a tip on what to expect, the transition process was the core of deliberations at the Federal Executive Council meeting as May the 29th looms. That's the inauguration date of the next administration. From the legislature, strong words in the red chambers as senators condemn the recent spate of xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Turning to the judiciary, 2 of the 3 certificate cases against President-elect Muhammadu Buhari have been struck out. And the baton changes hands at the police hierarchy. There's so much more happening around, so stay on News Extra with me, Aisha Bello Mustafa. Thank you for joining us. The Federal Executive Council has reaffirmed that May the 29th remains the inauguration date of the next administration as the transition process gets underway. The transition process, among other issues, formed the center of deliberation at the council meeting. Let's join State House correspondent Segun Lawale for details of that report.
Executive Council continues deliberations on the transition program ahead of the May 29 handover date to the incoming administration. The council meeting, chaired by President Jonathan, reaffirmed that the inaugural dinner is to hold on May 28, when all handing over briefs having been concluded will be handed over to the incoming administration.
At the dinner all over, it's just an inaugural dinner. And before that time, you don't expect us to carry our handover briefs to 29th of May. It's administrative. This is purely administrative that we would start. The handover brief has even started. It will end on the 28th. Please, the handover brief by ministries, by parastatal, by the transition committee is ongoing. It has already started, but will conclude by that May 28th. And 29th is the inaugural ceremony proper.
On the sack of the Inspector General of Police by the President and the reason behind the action, the Information Minister Patricia Akwashiki reacts.
It is the President's, it is within his power to appoint and within his power to sack. And he did what he had to do.
Meanwhile, Minister of Petroleum Resources, Diezani Alison Madueke, reacted to the $1.48 billion owed by NPDC for an oil block that has been assigned to it by NNPC.
NPDC has actually apparently started those refunds and is also in discussions with NNPC and DPR on same.
It will be recalled that a few weeks ago, the forensic audit of NNPC account, among other recommendations, asked the NPDC to make refunds of the money into the Federation account. In the State House, Segun Lawale, NTA News.
The Federal High Court Abuja has struck out 2 of the 3 certificate cases filed against President-elect Muhammadu Buhari. This follows a notice of discontinuation filed by the plaintiff. Judiciary correspondent Femi Okewo completes the story.
There are about 10 eligibility cases filed against General Muhammadu Buhari before the Federal High Court Abuja. 3 of them are on his certificate, but 2 were heard in the day's proceedings. The plaintiffs in 2 of the cases filed notice of discontinuance before the court, a step which their counsel, Mike Ozokome, told the court was taken in order to consolidate on the gains of the recent democratic process and allow the president-elect focus on his new assignments.
I personally feel that the president-elect, General Muhammadu Buhari, should not have any distractions because the expectations of Nigerians are very high. In fact, they are beyond the roofs. And Nigerians are a very wonderful people. They can cry today, Hosanna, and tomorrow the same people will cry, crucify him.
But the substance of the case is the school certificate of the president-elect, which the defense team said the plaintiffs would have lost had it gone into trial.
But the truth is that General Buhari has certificates. beyond the school started that the law stipulated. It has much more than that. You see, when the plaintiff went to court, he didn't actually have, access to the facts he would need to establish the point, he has brought to court.
Commending Chief Michael Zakome and the plaintiff for, I would say, seeing the futility of pursuing this action, which was, in any event, doomed to fail.
As an independent body, we commend the plaintiffs as well as the other set of defendants that this matter has come to an end.
The court has, however, adjourned other related matters that are still pending before it.
In the meantime, President-elect General Muhammadu Buhari has reiterated the commitment of the incoming administration to serve Nigerians with equity and fairness. General Buhari was speaking when Governor Abdul Aziz Yari of Zamfara State and APC executives of the state visited him in Kaduna. Let's join Benny Adams for details of that report.
From the high expectations of Nigerians from the new government-elect, General Muhammadu Buhari has solicited the support of Nigerians for his government to succeed.
And understanding and patience so that we can perform according to our party manifesto.
Abdulaziz Yari is the governor of Zamfara State.
And we hope that the president also is going to stand by these people to ensure all this that are in place. Inshallah, we believe in him and people trust him, and we believe God will give him the guidance to do this job.
The new government is expected to be sworn into office May 29th. In Kaduna, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Moving on to the National Assembly now, where the Senate has strongly condemned the recent spate of xenophobic attacks in South Africa and urged the federal government to ensure that Nigerians in that country are not only protected adequately and compensated for the losses suffered, but perpetrators are also brought to justice. Adopting a motion to that effect, senators also insist that the Nigerian High Commissioner to South Africa be recalled immediately for necessary consultations. National Assembly correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
The Senate leader, Victor Ndoma Egba, who sponsored the motion alongside all the other senators, noted with anxiety that as a result of the killings, massive looting and destruction of property, over 50 Nigerians have been rendered homeless and 300 others displaced near Johannesburg.
Despite the sacrifices made by this country to put an end to apartheid and ensure the emancipation of South Africa, the peoples of South Africa have continued to maltreat and humiliate Nigerians without just cause.
Senators who contributed to the motion on the situation in South Africa described as unfortunate and disturbing that the government and security forces of that country failed to demonstrate any serious commitment towards quelling the violence.
This is a continuation of the old hatred of South Africans from head to toe against Nigerians.
That was totally barbaric, totally uncalled for.
We must ensure that we get to the roots of it.
We should take it to the AU because this is very much in bad taste.
The thrust of our foreign policy then was liberation of South Africa, and nothing came distant second. And this is not the right way to pay us back.
And it is officially sanctioned, and therefore it is important. We need to show our strength.
I want Nigeria as a government to take action against multi-choice, MTN, in all government institutions, in all private institutions, until they come to their senses.
We can encourage Glow and others. These are Nigerian-based companies, and patronize them more.
In a unanimous resolution, the Senate mandated its Committee on Foreign Affairs to engage the Minister of Foreign Affairs on the situation and measures being taken to safeguard lives and property of Nigerians in South Africa.
What has happened in South Africa is totally unacceptable. It's unexpected, and my humble suggestion would be that South Africa should not stretch us beyond our elastic limit on this matter. Africa is already troubled by so many other issues. To come and add this to it, I think is very, very unfortunate.
Meanwhile, the Senate has confirmed President Jonathan's nominee, Justice Amiru Sanusi, for appointment as a Justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. The president's letter of commiseration on the demise of Senator Uche Chukwumereje was also read on the floor by the Senate President.
As we mourn distinguished Senator Uche Chukwumereje, it is my wish that the Senate will take solace in the fact that he lived a truly worthy, fulfilled life.
Also at Wednesday's plenary, the Senate received reports from various standing committees, including that of appropriation on the 2015 appropriation bill. This therefore indicates that Nigeria's 2015 budget will soon be passed by the lawmakers for implementation. From the National Assembly, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Let's take you to the House of Representatives now, where they have received the report of the Committees on Appropriation and Finance on the 4.357 trillion naira 2015 budget estimates. The lawmakers also considered a motion on the eruption of massive quantity of crude oil and destruction of the environment in some communities in Delta State. Let's join National Assembly correspondent Ifeanyi Okafor for the details.
The House of Representatives has received the total sum of 4,357,960 million naira 2015 budget estimate. Chairman House Committee on Appropriations, John Owen Eno, laid the report.
The House do receive the report of the Committees on Appropriations and Finance on a bill for an act to authorize the issue from the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation the total sum of 4,357,960 million naira only.
The House received and adopted the Conference Committee report on a bill which seeks to make provisions for the administration of criminal justice and for related matters in the courts of the FCT and other courts in Nigeria. Also, an executive bill on the establishment of National Agency on the Great Green Wall passed first reading. Members, however, debated a motion by Representative Osai Nicholas Osai of Delta State on crude oil spillage, which lasted for over a month and destroyed vast areas of farmlands, aquatic lives, economic trees, and vegetation, while also contaminating the potable water pools of communities in Abo, Ndokwa East Delta State and causing them untold hardship.
Worried that during the negotiation that could have led to the payment of compensation, the Nigerian Hajj Oil Company trivialized the fundamental issues at stake by not only refusing to pay the committee claim of 360 million naira only, but declined further dialogue and negotiation for over 7 years.
We have the report of the Joint Committee on this matter. We have the recommended amount to be paid by IOCs. We have engaged them on this matter on several occasions.
The amendment goes thus: mandate the Committee on Environment to look into the matter and submit the report by next week.
Now, for the people of Umueweri community in Ndokwa East Delta State, their cries for justice for more than 7 years eventually gets the attention of the House. From the National Assembly, Ifeanyi Okafor, NTA News.
Away from the National Assembly to political matters now, the Independent National Electoral Commission has presented certificates of return to Cross River State Governor-elect Senator Ben Ayade, his deputy, Professor Ivara Esu, as well as 9 National Assembly members-elect. Correspondent Achibong Basi reports that the presentation was done by the supervising National Commissioner in charge of Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River State, Mrs. Thelma Iremere.
The resident electoral commissioner, Dr. Oke Izani, said the issuance of certificates of return is one of the most crucial mandates of the commission, noting that until this is done, a person cannot present himself for swearing in.
Success achieved at the election was made possible by the innovations that the commission introduced.
The INEC National Commissioner, Mrs. Thelma Iremere, who presented the certificates to the elected members, charged them to continue in the legacies of their predecessors, as governance is a continuous process.
There's a lot of ground to be covered. Expectations are high, and your word should be your word.
The governor-elect, Senator Ben Ayade, thanked the state governor, Senator Liel Imoke, for his support and pledged his determination to deliver on his mandate.
We have history to make. Perhaps this is the first time that they will have a son of a poor man to become governor of Cross River.
However, the member representing Cross River Central Senatorial District, John Owan Eno, as well as the member representing Cross River North Senatorial District, Dr. Rose Oko, were not present at the event and are required to obtain their certificates from the INEC National Headquarters Abuja. In Calabar, Achibombasi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Imo State has raised an alarm alleging that some INEC staff in the state are altering and falsifying the result sheets of its National Assembly members-elect in the March 28, 2015 general elections. Norom Emecheta brings us an update on the current developments in Imo politics. Take a look.
The last is yet to be heard of the outcome of the recently concluded National Assembly and yet to be concluded governorship and state assembly elections in Imo State. There have been allegations and counter-allegations coming from the various political parties and their candidates over one form of electoral malpractice or the other. The most recent complaint about the election is the alarm by the state chairman of PDP, Chief Nnamdi Anyehe, that some staff of INEC in the state have been reported to be falsifying results of their National Assembly members-elect.
To attack consternation and disbelief, the REC confirmed that some members of staff truly are involved in falsifying results, but stating that the action is being taken in-house against the staff involved.
Immediately the REC confirmed it, we now became apprehensive and became agitated, and they started making this move.
Responding to the allegations, the resident electoral commissioner Dr. Gabriel Ada stated that the party's chairman and secretary were in his office with a protest letter. He however stated that while none of his staff had been found guilty of the allegations, a committee, he added, has been set up to investigate the matter.
My immediate reaction is that I'll look into it. We have set up a committee that is trying to find out really if there is any falsification of our documents.
Dr. Ada gave an assurance that the matter will be treated as a criminal offense and the staff involved prosecuted if the allegations were found to be true. In Owerri, Norom Emecheta, NTA News.
In another development, the All Progressive Congress in Ondo State says the said notice of impeachment served on the state's deputy governor by the State House of Assembly is a nullity. Correspondent Olubumi Oke reports that this is contained in a statement by the state APC Publicity Secretary Abayomi Adesoyan, who said that the law does not permit serving a notice of impeachment in absentia. The publicity secretary explained that the deputy governor had written to Governor Olusegun Mimiko of his routine medical checkup out of the country, adding that he traveled out on Saturday, the 18th of April. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, is rebranding to regain power by 2019. Party leaders from the 36 states and re-elected National Assembly members of the PDP said in Abuja that they would support the national chairman of the party to achieve the task. Olayinka Ojo has the details.
The meeting, according to party members, is to enable the PDP regain power by 2019. While urging members to continue to work harmoniously with their leaders at all levels, spokesperson for the delegation, Liu Ogo, noted that grievances should be channeled to appropriate organs.
That we must work together as a team, forge together as a team, and be able to carry the image of the party to where everybody will appreciate.
The meeting also salutes the courage, faith, and commitment of members even in the face of setback. In Abuja, Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria has expressed the commitment of China to support agricultural and infrastructural development in Nigeria. The ambassador, while on a congratulatory visit to President-elect Muhammadu Buhari, spoke to journalists after a closed-door meeting. Correspondent Ismail Musa reports that 4 other ambassadors paid similar visits. The report.
Israel, Equatorial Guinea, Iran and Morocco is to express the goodwill messages of their presidents to Nigeria's president-elect Muhammadu Buhari and commend Nigerians for the sense of unity and maturity exhibited during the recent elections.
We all Africans are very proud of the way the election was conducted in Nigeria. I think there's something that we all should learn. We know that Nigeria is a very complex and big country, but after all, after everything that happened, we have seen that Nigeria has shown the maturity that the way they handled the election. We have to appreciate everyone, all Nigerian political actors that took place, the outgoing President Jonathan, President Buhari, even the President of INEC, Tahiru Jega.
China and Nigeria, we are going to further our cooperation between 2 countries. During the meeting, I talked with the President-elect on some of the areas we are going, or potential areas we can go in. We are going to have the cooperation, like the agriculture, investment, infrastructure building.
We're eager to continue the great relationship between Nigeria and Israel in this new era.
On his part, Nigeria's President-elect Muhammadu Buhari promised to sustain and develop the existing relation with all the countries. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
If you're just joining us, you're watching News Extra on the Nigerian Television Authority. Still ahead, out goes Suleiman Abba and in comes Solomon Arase. Louis Edet House gets a new boss. The details shortly. Join us again.
This MTN Best 11 promo, you fit win one of the 11 house them, or you follow plenty people wey go win 11,000 naira every hour for the next 11 weeks. First dial *560 *1 number plus hash, come send am. Then quick register your special 11 people. Come dey call them well for only 11 kobo per second. Don't go down much be that oh. Not be only that one oh. If you use reach 11 megabytes data for internet for one day, you self don't qualify. New customers unko, then join oh. Terms and conditions there.
MTN. Everywhere you go. Is to invite all the newly elected senators and members of the House of Representatives to the 2015 Induction Certificate course on legislative studies for the 8th National Assembly. The program is organized by the National Institute for Legislative Studies, NILS, in collaboration with the management of the National Assembly. The National Institute for Legislative Studies conducts periodic short and refresher courses. Sunday, 26th April 2015, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Opening session at the Congress Hall, Transcorp Hilton Hotel, Abuja. Monday, 27th to Thursday, 30th April 2015, induction program for members of the 8th National Assembly. Time 9 a.m. daily. Chairman, His Excellency Senator David A.B. Mack, GCON, President of the Senate. Venue, International Conference Center, Abuja. Accommodation will be provided for the new senators and members of the House of Representatives at the Transcorp Hilton and Sheraton hotels. Announcer, Dr. Ladi Hamalai, MFR Director General.
Wisely, as the Debt Management Office Nigeria offers you an opportunity to invest in Federal Government of Nigeria bonds. FGN bonds are debt securities of Federal Government of Nigeria issued under the authority of the DMO. FGN bonds offer several benefits to the investor. 1. Principal and interest are secured by the Federal Government of Nigeria. 2. Are listed and traded on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. 3. Can be used as collateral for borrowing. 4. Investors receive regular income in the form of interest payment. 5. Can be sold before maturity if the investor needs cash. You can directly contact Stanbic IBTC stockbrokers, who is the government stockbroker, or any licensed stockbroker. You can also buy at the primary auction through banks and discount houses. With as little as 10,000 naira, you can invest in FGN bonds at the primary auction held every month or any business day. Contact Stanbic IBTC stockbrokers or other licensed stockbrokers today and be part of this great investment opportunity. FGN bonds, prosperity for all.
more. Know that you are exposed to up to 100 illness-causing germs every day.
I encourage my kids to learn new things, and if they get hurt, I rely on my Dettol to fight germs. It's like my own first aid kit.
My family needs protection from germs. My Dettol disinfects surfaces and clothes, keeping them clean and safe from germs.
Oga, Oga, here is the option you will looking for. I want more. How hard can it be to get more? Give me more. What's wrong with these guys? Simple thing, more. Just give it to me.
Don't settle for less when you can get more out of life. Now get 200% more whenever you recharge on Glow. That's right, 200% guaranteed bonus on recharge. To call or text any network anytime. Still want more? How about 15 megabytes free data on recharge? 1 minute free for 3 minutes of calling. Plus additional free airtime of 200 naira to call 10 family and friends.
Now that's more.
The grass is definitely 200% greener with Glow. Dial *200# to get your 200% bonus now.
Glow Unlimited.
It's not a question of place.
It's not a question of temperature.
It's not a question of depth.
Or knowledge.
It's not a question of dedication.
It's not a question of caring.
Or passion.
It's not a question of language. In fact, it's not a question at all.
Energy has to be better.
Safer. Cleaner. More efficient.
More innovative.
More accessible.
It's our responsibility.
And our commitment to make it better.
For all of us.
Total, committed to better energy.
Everybody feel the groove, oh yeah. Everything is better. I see the taste, the feeling of Apple La Casera.
La Casera. Get the Apple fees.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Thank you for being there. Officers and men of the Nigeria Police have been advised to remain focused in the discharge of their national and constitutional duties of securing life and property. Former Inspector General of Police Suleiman Abba gave the charge at the handover ceremony. Bonaventure Nwodo was there and tells us more.
Of Police IGP Suleiman Abba has formally handed over to his successor Solomon Arase in a typical police tradition. While handing over the mantle of leadership, Suleiman Abba said his happiness lies in the conduct of successful and credible general elections and urged officers and men of Nigerian police to give his successor the same support he had.
Let me say with every sincerity of purpose, it is a well-deserved appointment. I also want to seize this opportunity to appeal to those who for any reason we have offended, perhaps due to lack of proper judgment, to have an understanding of the nature of policing globally.
And shortly after, the symbol of authority was handed over to him as the 18th Indigenous Inspector General of Police. The acting Inspector General of Police, Solomon Ihigatu Aras, told his colleagues to rise up to the huge task ahead, making specific reference to remaining elections in Imo, Abia, and Taraba states.
We must resolve both individually and collectively to hold our duties sacred, perform our functions with pride, and exhibit the highest level of professional excellence in all our official engagements. Above all, we must resolve to appreciate that we remain accountable to the citizens and hence must relate to them as true public servants with courtesy and within the dictates of the rule of law.
The acting Inspector General of Police said the way forward for the citizens is to change their mindset and be prepared to work with police in the interest of community safety and national security. In Abuja, Bonaventure Wood, NTA News.
The top candidate for the Kogi West Senatorial District in the National Assembly election of the 28th of March 2015, Senator Smart Adeyemi, has called on INEC to verify the results it declared. This was contained in a petition by the PDP candidate to the Kogi State National Assembly and Legislative Houses Election Petition Tribunal. Ignatius Unko has the details.
In what could be described as breaking the silence since the March 28 National Assembly elections in Kogi State, Senator Smart Adeyemi attracted journalists and some sympathizers to the High Court of Justice, Kogi State. The visit was to present his petition to the tribunal against the result by INEC, which declared the All Progressive Congress APC candidate Dino Melaya as winner of the senatorial seat. The PDP candidate said 10,000 votes of his party were not counted in the result that was announced. He said against the provisions of the Electoral Act, some of the result sheets were either doctored or mutilated. He hereby called on the tribunal to study the evidence he tendered and verify why his votes were recorded but not counted in the final results announced by INEC.
For instance, I have quite a number of thousands of votes that were not counted. These were votes recorded from units and wards confirmed by INEC. And in the collation of the final result, these results were not calculated along with the results that were announced.
Smart Adeyemi is a serving senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District at the 7th Senate. In Abuja, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
From Ekiti comes a report that the Council of Elders has appealed to the executive and legislative arms in the state to embrace peace in resolving the political crisis there. The council, at an emergency meeting, urged them to preserve the interest and integrity of Ekiti people. Samuel Johnson has the details.
The elders, who expressed concern over what they describe as a deteriorating crisis with attendant socio-economic and political consequences, called on the state governor and the APC lawmakers to sheath their swords in the interest of the people. In a communique read by Chairman of the Committee on the Creation of Ekiti State and member of the Council, Chief Deji Fason, the elders advised the Traditional Rulers Council to team up with them to attend another meeting where parties to the crisis would meet with the elders.
We are now, for the opting time, appealing to all our politicians, especially those in government and the opposition in Ekiti State, to bury the hatchet. Think about our people whom they are serving or seek to serve, and give peace a chance.
The political crisis in Ekiti State since November 2014 has taken various dimensions, including purported impeachment of the Speaker of the State Assembly, Adewale Omiri, and another purported move to impeach the Governor, Ayodele Fayose. Members of the Elders Council are a former Governor of Old Ondo State, Mr. Dele Olumilua, Professor Tunde Oluwasomi, and other elder statesmen, including Chief Ojo Falegan. In Ado-Ekiti, Samuel Johnson, NTA.
Public affairs analysts have stressed the need for the incoming administration to reduce the cost of running government in Nigeria. They were speaking on NTA's breakfast program, Good Morning Nigeria. Joy Uzo brings us excerpts of the views of the analyst on the program.
Quite some time now, Nigerians have been advocating reduction in the cost of governance. In 2011, the present administration set up a committee headed by Stephen Orosanya to look into the structure of the civil service. Part of the recommendation was emerging scrapping and reversal or conversion of some agencies into their various mainstream. Guests on NTA's breakfast program, Good Morning Nigeria, this Wednesday looked beyond the civil service structure.
We need to do what I call a structured various departments and agencies. And we go down to minutiae, like how many cars can a governor have in his convoy? How many cars can a governor have in his pool? How many cars can a commissioner, even the president? And we rationalize them.
Dr. Tony Mariho, the public affairs analyst, advocated streamlining the size of the legislature.
And if the president has led by taking your advice already of members here to reduce its own load of ministers and so on, it behoves the National Assembly to take a second look at itself if it wants to survive.
On their part, Professor Sam Amdi and Nicholas Micheliza said there was also need to reduce the cost of other indulgences on the part of governments.
For example, the salary system, the IPPS, the payment of contract system, all these things, it was able to, remove ghost workers from the system, and then things were being paid, the monies were being paid directly to beneficiaries. But that is addressing just an aspect.
Our income from oil sales and the rest of them, even internally generated revenue, can no longer support, because that's the major argument of Nigerian polity. The sources can no longer support what it used to be. Against this backdrop, they should do self-criticism, self-actualization, self-examination.
The analyst urged the incoming government to also apply e-government technology to also help block leakages or wastages, thereby reducing the cost of governance. In Abuja, Joy Uzo, NTA News.
Ahead of the May 29 takeoff date of the incoming administration, the labor movement has called for a peaceful environment to enable workers contribute their quota to the development of the nation. The union leaders, while setting the agenda for the president-elect, urged him to ensure that all campaign promises are fulfilled as expectations of Nigerians are high. Correspondent Emmanuel Ayimiro has the details.
The leadership of the unions, in their separate remarks, said Nigerian workers are ready for policies that will strengthen the nation's institutions to carry out their mandates effectively, tackle corruption and insecurity, which lower productivity, increase poverty, and in turn underdevelop the nation's economy.
For us to look at the issue of having the capacity to refine our petroleum product internally, because this had been a recurring challenge, and over the years we have not been able to address it once and for all.
It was observed that most industrial actions embarked upon by workers are avoidable if only government will honor agreements reached with workers. A situation where strike is allowed to prolong unnecessarily should be avoided by the incoming government.
Can't afford a situation where unions will be taken with levity, legitimate demands of unions will be treated with levity, and strikes will start again, continue again with this new administration. That, of course, will not be in the spirit of the change that we are talking about.
For effective grassroots development, the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees, NOLGE, has called for the adoption of financial autonomy for local government.
A local government that will be free from excruciating control they have been suffering over these years from the state governments. A local government that will be truly owned by the communities that constitute a given local government.
The Nigerian Union of Pensioners is not left out as it called on the incoming government to address all issues affecting retirees without delay.
The incoming president will put smiles on the faces of all pensioners if that can be done.
While the National Union of Road Transport Workers also sets its own agenda, the African Union equally wants to partner with the incoming government.
We want the incoming administration to improve on security. You'll be moving either at the daytime or in the night. You can be able to move.
We also have a lot of programs that is targeting the youth empowerment, job creations.
Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
In the meantime, the factional leader of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, and his group have expressed shock over the comment of Governor Adams Oshiomhole of Edo State, describing them as bad losers in the NLC elections. The group stated this at a media briefing in Abuja. Here again is Emmanuel Ayemiro with the details.
The group, which states that the intervention of the past leaders of the Nigeria Labour Congress in resolving the matter with the Waba-led group is a welcome development, however, says it will not be deterred by remarks capable of thwarting efforts of reconciliation in the interest of workers and Nigeria at large.
We could have adopted these resolutions, but for the unhelpful and divisive and partial role of Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. He gave a false impression of us as bad leaders, when indeed he is an inconsistent bad mediator.
I would like to advise Comrade Adams for a movement that was also built and bequeathed to him. He should learn to bequeath the same movement to future generations, and he cannot do so through partisanship.
For now, we are yet to arrive to any conclusion of saying that we're making a progress as long as the constitutional process is concerned.
The Ajero-led group of the NLC also explains that it has reached a resolution with the Waba-led group to have a joint 2015 Workers' Day celebration. They promised to work with the President-elect, General Muhammadu Buhari. Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
Katsina State Governor-elect Alhaji Aminu Bello Masari has inaugurated 2 committees for the smooth takeoff of his administration with a promise to run a transparent administration. Correspondent Aminu Ishaq Abbas reports that the governor-elect said he has no grudges against anybody. Take a look.
Committees, an inauguration committee under the leadership of Deputy Governor-elect Alhaji Moniri Yakubu, which consists of 20 members, while the transition committee under the chairmanship of Dr. Mustapha Inua, the APC chairman in the state, has 19 members. The transition committee is to study the handing over not by the outgoing administration and make recommendations with a view to ensuring a H-free handing over, while the committee on inauguration is to organize a befitting ceremony for the takeoff of the incoming administration. Inaugurating the committees, Katsina State Governor-elect advised them to avoid divulging information which affect government business in the course of their assignment. Alhaji Aminu Bello Masari said the transition committee is not meant to hunt anybody.
I have no score to settle with anybody. Whatever they do, we end up with my desk.
In their various submissions, chairman of the committees pledged to work diligently in order to provide a smooth platform for the takeoff of the incoming administration. In Katsina, Aminu Ishaq Abbas, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Ondo State government says it has embarked on massive sensitization of its indigents, especially those who indulge in the consumption of locally made drinks as part of measures to end the mysterious deaths in the state. Governor Olusegun Mimiko stated this when he received a letter of recognition of Ondo State University of Medical Sciences from the National Universities Commission. Franca Uzoma Olwa has the details.
For a state that is recovering from the shock of a strange ailment that claimed the lives of more than 20 indigents, Governor Olusegun Mimiko says the awareness of a local brew that contains methanol in circulation in a local government is a big relief.
We have discovered the cause of the death is neither infectious nor contagious. That gives comfort that it's not an epidemic outbreak. What we suspect, based on epidemiological findings, yet to be confirmed by toxicology tests, is the fact that this is likely to be death caused by methanol.
The governor, who submitted the documents for academic brief and master plan of Ondo State University of Medical Sciences to the Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, explains that the establishment of the university is driven by the passion for excellence in medical services in Nigeria.
We want to create an institution that will be a medical tourism destination of sorts, where we can give first-class quality service to every Nigerian and beyond.
For Professor Julius Okoje, NUC does not just approve the establishment of institutions, but also encourages state governments to properly fund them.
I still insist, if you want a good education, you pay for it. I'm telling you, you may not bear the whole cost. Today it costs between 500 to 1 million naira to train a student in the various courses. Even if a student has to pay 50 or 60 or 100,000 naira, let them pay.
The Ondo State University of Medical Sciences, as the 40th state university in Nigeria, is expected to take off before the end of the year. In Abuja, Franca Uzoma Olua, NTA News.
Coming up shortly, putting a stop to the importation of substandard roofing sheets. I'll be right back. Join us again.
The fun gets more exciting with the Airtel Android bundle. To activate, dial *437# for 2 GB at 2,000 naira, or *438# for 4.5 GB at 3,500 naira.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Change is the only constant. Anything defined can be refined. Welcome to the new look of FCMB, the new look of opportunity. FCMB, my bank and I.
Mama's cooking. Let's help her. Wait! My mama says before touching food, you should wash your hands with soap. But my hands are clean. Can't see germs, but they're everywhere.
Look under special blue light. To protect against germs, I recommend regularly use soap. Safeguard removes millions of germs, and additionally, it inhibits regrowth of germs that might cause skin rashes for hours.
That is why me, mommy, daddy, and my brother regularly use Safeguard.
Safeguard with double protection against germs.
Here is a misconception of the well-off and successful.
We actually absolutely love to be pampered.
Chocolate in the hotel room. Love it. Champagne on a first-class flight. Love it. Gift baskets, coupons, and all that great stuff. Love it, love it, love it.
So when they tell us that with a Glow postpaid plan, you get a Glow high-speed internet data bundle,
flexible minutes to call any network locally or international destinations at any time of the day, and free SMS. What did you really think we were going to say? Yes, please.
Get exceptional deals with new Glow postpaid smart plans for smart people. Call 080-500-2200 or contact your Glow World manager or any Glow World outlet for details. Go ahead. Glow Unlimited.
Hello. Hi. My name is Rose, and this is our Kemu story. My sister and I grew up in the family clothing business,
and we really wanted to be a part of it to build our future. So thanks to Kemu.com, we were able to expand our sales on the internet.
It took minutes to get started. They're open 24 hours all year long. Oh, another saying.
Start your business today. It's that easy. Kemu.com. Change is the only constant. Anything defined can be refined. Welcome to the new look of FCMB, the new look of opportunity. FCMB, my bank and I.
Oga, here is the option you're looking for.
I want more. How hard can it be to get more? Give me more. What's wrong with these guys? Simple
something more. Just give it to me.
Don't settle for less when you can get more out of life. Now get 200% more whenever you recharge on Glow. That's right, 200% guaranteed bonus on recharge. To call or text any network anytime. Still want more? How about 15 megabytes free data on recharge? 1 minute free for 3 minutes of calling. Plus additional free airtime of 200 naira to call 10 family and friends.
Now that's more.
The grass is definitely 200% greener with Glow. Dial *200# to get your 200% bonus now.
Glow Unlimited.
Thank you for being there. Federal government concludes arrangements to check the importation of substandard roofing sheets in the country. Let's catch up with all the business news with Abdullahi Muhammad.
Hello, it's good to have you on Business News tonight. My name is Abdullahi Mohammed. The prevalence of substandard aluminum roofing sheet has remained a source of worry to many in the country. This is because of its negative implication on the economy, particularly the building and construction industry. Business News examines the situation and what government is doing to ensure strict adherence to standards by operators in the sector.
The roofing sheet is an important material used for the covering of building. The minimum thickness of the aluminum roofing sheet, according to the SON, is 0.4 mm. However, it's been observed that some unscrupulous businessmen have been importing substandard aluminum roofing sheets into the country, which are far below the specified standard. Worried by the development, a group of local manufacturers of the product met with the management of the Standards Organization of Nigeria on how to discourage the distribution of the substandard product. While assuring the manufacturers of government's resolve to protect local investors, the Director General of SON announced that measures will be put in place to ensure that substandard roofing sheets do not find their ways into the market.
Starting May 11th, and we will ensure that we clean the markets of those products that do not comply. I think the other point is also that there are some products that are coming into Nigeria that also have been implicated, and we will contact those companies and ensure that they don't bring those products into Nigeria any longer. Director General explained that the agency has acquired cutting-edge technology to tackle the menace of fake and substandard products in Nigeria.
And the summary of transactions on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange today is hereby being presented. That's Business News tonight. Thanks for being part of it. News Extra continues shortly.
Thanks a lot, Abdullahi. Nigerians have been urged to exploit other alternative sources of energy that are environmentally friendly, cost-effective and safe. Talatu Ezirike reports that this was part of submissions of discussants on NTA's Current Affairs program, Tuesday Live.
The discussants say lack of maintenance of power stations and oftentimes vandalization of gas pipelines are some challenges facing the power sector that necessitated reforms, particularly with the Nigeria Integrated Power Project NIPP that has gone far in implementation for delivery of power. They noted that other programs being put in place to meet the electricity demands of the populace is the Operation Light Up Rural Nigeria and the present level of investments into other alternative sources of energy that are derivable from solid waste, biomass, wind and coal energy. Divergent views were canvassed over the advantages of coal to nuclear.
1 month ago, the village of Shape celebrated 1 year uninterrupted power supply from the solar electrification project that was undertaken by the Ministry of Power.
The supply is not questionable. The next billions years to come, there will continue to be solar energy. And this is the only energy that is reliable.
Nuclear is one of the sources that can provide a base load. Nuclear power. In the life cycle cost of energy, you discover that it's something that we should go for.
We have coal here. Why don't we go into what we can successfully manage before we begin to delve into things that may pose even problems for us?
All the speakers raised the need for conserving energy and non-compromise against sharp practices, especially with the unwarranted increase in electricity tariff.
We want to create a high level of accountability and transparency. Don't come to us. If you want to increase tariff, show it to the consumers, justify to them that these new costs is prudent.
They all express optimism on improved power supply and delivery for socio-economic growth and development. Talati Zerike, NTA News.
Winners have emerged in the First City Monument Bank Millionaire Promo Draws for the Lagos South region. Ken Egbeluge witnessed the first draw held in Lagos, where lucky customers of the bank went home with mouth-watering prizes. Take a look.
Millionaire Promo, the Executive Director, Lagos and Southwest of the bank, says is to reward the bank's esteemed customers for their patronage and support over the years. He noted that the introduction of another round of promo was a follow-up of the huge success recorded during the bank's 30th anniversary promo and the FCMB 30th anniversary promo reloaded.
We've taken banking to the next level by creating a platform to partner with our clients, identify with them, and be with them at all times.
And the message of this promotion to our customers and those who are not our customers is that if you have not opened an account with FCMB, come and open an account now, because there are a lot of goodies at FCMB. And if you have an account at FCMB, continue to enjoy your bank.
There were draws for various prizes in the two regions, Southeast, South-South, and the North, including the 25 zones that make up FCMB across the country.
For you to qualify as a customer, you must have a minimum of 10,000 naira in your account.
Some lucky winners were contacted on phone, while those present were presented with their gifts. Mr. Eze Emeka won the star prize of 1 million naira from the zone.
By doing this, they are kind of encouraging people to bank with them.
FCMB says it will continue to initiate innovative products and services that will empower Nigerians and especially its customers. In Lagos, Ken Egbeluge, NTA News.
Within the context of Nigeria, a nanotechnology has the potential to stimulate a renaissance in the nation's scientific milieu, as it will provide innovative solutions to problems. Kirian Umayo, in this special report, examines the potential of nanotechnology and advanced manufacturing technique needed to drive the nation's industrial sector.
Nano and advanced manufacturing technologies are practiced here at the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, which also has the largest bandwidth connectivity in communication and production networking in West Africa. Here is the virtual manufacturing laboratory, and we have Olarinwaju.
Basically, what takes place here is the virtual manufacturing aspect of advanced manufacturing technology. Basically, advanced manufacturing technology is that technique of manufacturing that's obtainable in Western world, the developed countries, and is divided into two categories, the virtual manufacturing and the real manufacturing.
Nanotechnology has emerged as the new frontier for the exploration of science and the development of new technologies. Nigeria is among the nations yet to be identified on the nanotechnology consumer produce map.
Nanotechnology is a new field in the manufacturing sector. It is the science, technology, and engineering of materials in their miniature scale in such a way that we study the science, the technology, the engineering of the structure of materials to see how it can be further modified, restructured, characterized in order to enhance some benefit.
Nanotechnology can provide solutions in a number of areas, including nano-engineering seeds, plants and animals for improved agriculture, nanoscale thin films for solar cells and light-emitting devices, and nanomedicine.
You apply nanotechnology in formulating a drug that you will take just once, as against the ones that you just keep popping in, and this will give a patient a better compliance.
The nanotechnology approach in the production of this paper may be texture. Maybe the grammage should be reduced so that higher volume, the weight will be small. In the production of this pen, my target will be, it is the color. I want to enhance shining and reduce fading.
Technology and advanced manufacturing technology are key to the industrial development of any nation. And any nation that does not apply these technologies in the manufacturing sector is bound to remain underdeveloped. In Abuja, Kirian Umayo, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Chief of Defense Staff, Air Chief Marshal Alex Bade, says the military is fully utilizing local competence in space, science and technology to improve the operations of the Nigerian military. He made the remarks when he visited the National Space Research and Development Agency to intensify collaboration on the effective use of Nigeria's space assets. Fisayo Ogunfuyi has the details.
Nigeria, in recent time, has made some commitment in the development of a comprehensive space program which will enhance key sectors of its economy and ensure better intelligence gathering in terms of security and defense. Some of the areas activated include robust transfer of technology in satellite development and development of unmanned area vehicles, UAVs, which the Nigerian military has taken on board. The Chief of Defense Staff, Air Chief Marshal Alex Bade, during a visit to the National Space Research and Development Agency, NASDA, said developing local competence in space science and technology can only be advantageous to the nation, both in the short and long term.
The people that we train on the UAV, at least those ones will be vindicated. The UAVs we brought in to come and do this war, the insurgency, it's our boys that are flying it. It's our boys that are shooting from the air with the UAVs. And they are doing very, very well.
I want to assure you on behalf of all of us at the Space Agency and the community of practice in this country that we are prepared to work with our colleagues from the military. And all over the world, developing space program is no mean feat.
The Chief of Defense Staff was accompanied by the Chief of Space Defense Agency, Air Vice Marshal Victor Udo, Commander Defense Headquarters Garrison, Rear Admiral A.A. Da Costa, called for better synergy between the military and the space agency on mutually beneficial programs. In Abuja, Fisayo Ogunfuyi, NTA News.
Turning to environment matters now. About 1 billion people are participating in the World Earth Day with campaigns and activities to protect the environment, especially against climate change. What response is expected from Nigeria in its efforts to protect the environment from the impacts of climate change? Muplap Dakong takes us more.
One of the most pressing global environmental issues is climate change. Activities like overfishing, air pollution, deforestation, and many others destroy the environment. In Nigeria, this danger is evident in the rise of sea levels, which is pushing people from their homes in the Niger Delta, increasing scorching sun, and reducing soil fertility, among others. As the world marks the 45th Global Earth Day, experts call for environmentally efficient and friendly technologies.
Of the Earth Day, we should all join hands to work with the government at the federal, state, local, community level to make sure that the responsibility for a clean environment, responsibility for a safe environment, responsibility for a secured environment rests with you and I.
But when you talk about 160 million people, how many are involved? The engagement needs to be more. And that is why I would say we are really not near where we should be at all. And the efforts of all of us, people in the media, causing sensitization, people training to know what to do, business people becoming more environmentally friendly in their business approaches.
The United States ambassador who marked the Earth Day at the embassy, in collaboration with the Humphrey Alumni Association in Nigeria, said establishing a reliable, environmental-friendly electrical grid should remain Nigeria's priority if a safe environment is to be achieved.
As one of the world's leading crude producers,
Nigeria has a special responsibility to ensure that throughout the extraction, refining, and delivery processes, the integrity of the product is preserved. We noted with optimism the creation and recent recommitment of the hydrocarbon pollution restoration project and hope that it will come forward with an effective cleanup effort.
With the theme, What a Wonderful World, Nigerians are expected to engage in tree planting, recycle old materials, pick waste from the environment, and reduce the use of polythene bags, among others, to avoid soil and water pollution. Muplang Dakok, NTA News.
Meanwhile, as the world marks International Earth Day today with a theme that emphasizes the need for sustainable cities in the face of climate change, experts have gathered to rub minds on global warming at the 7th Lagos State Climate Change Summit. Jennifer Igwe reports that the conference was flagged off by the Lagos State Governor, Babatunde Fashola. Her report.
Earth Day, celebrated yearly on the 22nd of April, focuses on the unique environmental challenges affecting the world. The theme for this year, It's a Turn to Lead, is based on the need for smart investment in sustainable technologies and policies that will help foster sustainable development, especially as global population migrates to cities and the growing impact of climate change.
We need to be able to do things that will reduce impacts of climate change, that will in fact remove climate change if possible.
Deliberations at the Lagos State Climate Change Summit also in line with the Earth Day celebration. The Lagos State Governor, Babatunde Fashola, and other experts examined and evaluated green solutions for environmental challenges and climate change governance.
One of our mitigation strategies against coastal erosion, by the erection of a new wall, which we have proudly called the New Wall of Lagos, is already achieving its objective of protecting Lagos from flooding, even before the city is fully built.
The theme for this year's summit is 7 years of climate change governance in Lagos State, reviewing challenges and setting future agenda. This conference is one of the efforts by the Lagos State government to draw attention on the impact of global warming and the need to create adaptation measures. Now, most of the issues that have been discussed here are centered around the need for a green economy and the advantages associated with it and innovative solutions that can help nations around the world, including Nigeria, adapt to the impact of climate change. From Lagos, venue of the international conference, Jennifer Igwe reporting.
Thank you very much indeed, Jennifer. Now, change, as they say, is constant and inevitable, but yet hard to accept by many. Could this be what is happening at the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, that led to protests that shut down official business in the commission for 2 days? Let's join Aliu Tukur, who was at a press briefing organized by the commission, to find out the answers.
Interacting with the media, Saratu Umar, who came on board as the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission almost a year ago, says the protest that shut down businesses at the Commission in Abuja is as a result of ongoing changes that are meant to reposition the Commission to enable it perform its mandate effectively. She explained that the Commission, as a marketer of the country's image to woo investors within and outside the country, it must reposition itself to compete in the global market.
It ought to be operated in a very efficient manner, and it ought to be a role model public institution that would effectively be able to facilitate the socio-economic development of Nigeria.
Some of the staff comment on the reasons for the protest.
Work is not flowing like it used to be. The chief executive keeps files.
The executive secretary appealed to the staff to embrace the positive changes ongoing in the commission for effective implementation of the socio-economic policies of the country. In Abuja, Aliu Tukur, NTA News.
There's more ahead on News Extra. Nigerian troops extend the search for terrorists and weapons in Borno. Top terrorist commander killed. Join us again for details.
Presentation and launching of a dictionary of Egon names under the distinguished chairman, Pharmacist Joel Adagazu. Founder, Board Chairman, Egon Development Foundation. Keynote address by Professor Idris Amali, Director, Center for Language Development, Federal University, Lafia, Nasarawa State. Date, Thursday, 23rd April 2015. Time, 11 a.m. prompt. Venue, National Press Center, Area 10, Abuja. Planning Committee, announcer.
Here is a misconception of the well-off and successful. We actually absolutely love to be pampered. Chocolate in the hotel room. Love it. Champagne on a first-class flight. Love it. Gift baskets, coupons, and all that great stuff. Love it, love it, love it. So when they tell us that with a Glow postpaid plan, you get a Glow high-speed internet data bundle, flexible minutes to call any network locally or international destinations at any time of the day, and free SMS. What did you really think we were going to say? Yes, please.
Get exceptional deals with new Glow postpaid smart plans for smart people. Call 080-500-2200 or contact your Glow World manager or any Glow World outlet for details. Go ahead. Glow Unlimited.
The body to sweat, which attracts germs that are easily passed from one person to another.
What keeps you so cool, man?
Dettol Cool combines Dettol's protection with added menthol to protect from germs. Cool gives you maximum protection against germs every day from head to toes and an invincible icy feel. For super cool confidence, use Dettol Cool.
Dettol. Be 100% sure.
So, Afana, don't you do so? Na promo. You step on become millionaire. You never hear say NAFDAC don't bring wetin they call mobile authentication service. We go help us know whether medicine na fake or not before we pay. Now, come see. As I scratch this thing wey be like recharge card so, come send the pin to 38353 free of charge. I will call receive text message to confirm. Okay, original. Troy, just like that, we confirm whether medicine now fake or not instant. Now when you say don't wise up, make you help not and spread the story na the way that. Madam, come and take your money.
Now, National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, they bring on this message. Oh.
Everybody feel the groove, oh yeah.
Lacasera. Get the apple fees. Know that you are exposed to up to 100 illness-causing germs every day.
I encourage my kids to learn new things, and if they get hurt, I rely on my Dettol to fight germs. It's like my own first aid kit.
My family needs protection from germs. My Dettol disinfects surfaces and clothes, keeping them clean and safe from germs.
Welcome back. A notorious top terrorist commander, Abu Mujahid, was among the terrorists that died in Tuesday morning's encounter with troops in the outskirts of Alagarno, Borno State. The terrorist had staged a daring attack on troops who were on patrol of the area. Director Defense Information Major General Chris Olukolade says a number of the terrorists died as the troops repelled the attack. He says military operations are continuing in the form of offensive action. Unidentified terrorists in some forest locations, just as aggressive patrols are also continuing in other locations in the search for weapons and terrorists. The Air Officer Commanding Tactical Command, Makudi Air Vice Marshal Nuruddin Abiodun Balogun, says his administration will be poised at ensuring peace and security of the country is fully restored. He was speaking in Yola while on a familiarization visit to the Nigerian Air Force Base. Godia Daniel has the details.
With his recent assumption into office as the Air Officer Commanding Tactical Command, Makurdi, Air Vice Marshal Nuruddin Abiodun Balogun says his mission is to intimate himself with the happenings of his commands, especially with the insurgency bedeviling the country. His appointment as the AOC, he said, will not be challenging as it is the continuation of what he has started doing in Maiduguri. Hence, the Nigerian Air Force has been working tirelessly to have the security situation under control. While commending officers and men of the Nigerian Air Force Yola for the cordial working relationship, he solicited for continued dedication and sacrifice to their fatherland.
We set the ball rolling already on those issues, and just to make sure that as the situation is unfolding, we make sure we stay ahead and on top of the situation. And as you can see now, the whole situation is becoming more and more controllable and predictable.
On arrival, the Air Officer Commanding Tactical Command, AVM Nuruddin Balogun, inspected the quarter guard mounted in his honor and some ongoing accommodation projects at the Yola Air Force Base. The event was preceded a day before by a cocktail with air officers and service chiefs of other security agencies who were treated to varieties of dishes. In Yola, Godia Daniel, NTA News.
The people of Kwalita village in Gwagwalada Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory have been given a device that will help in purifying water they use for their daily needs. Correspondent Anthony Fosun has the details.
Kwalita village in Gwagwalada Area Council of Abuja is like every other rural area in Nigeria.
With a population of over 1,500 people, there are over 100 communities suffering from the dearth of certain social amenities. Lack of potable water stands out distinct.
This is the only source of water for the people of Kwalita and environs. For all their domestic needs, they come in here to fetch water.
The water from this stream is colored, a clear indication that it might be injurious when consumed without it being treated. This is the situation the people have been forced to live with over the years. Even though a borehole exists, it is not enough for the population, hence their reliance on this stream. With a collaboration with the National Orientation Agency in the Federal Capital Territory, a device that will help the people purify their colored stream water has been donated to them.
The natural source of water, which hitherto has not been too good, will now be enhanced through this device that we are going to be presented to today.
Gwagwalada Area Council is most grateful for this.
The filter has the capacity to remove harmful substances in water and make it safe and healthy to drink.
That bacteria-free water filter is ceramic membrane technology, and it will last at least a year. It is an honor for us to be able to come and help these communities since they have this problem.
Village head of Kwalita, who expressed gratitude for the gesture, appealed for more social amenities for his people, especially in the area of healthcare and education. Anthony Fosun, NTA News.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has commenced the screening of air carriers toward the successful conduct of the 2015 Hajj. Aliu Kabir has the details.
Successful airlift of pilgrims to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to perform the Hajj rites is one of the important aspects of the operation. Chairman, National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, Muhammad Musa Bello, alongside other stakeholders, say the screening of air carriers is paramount to ensure credibility and effectiveness of the airline operators selected to perform the exercise.
If the pilgrims are not lifted successfully to Saudi Arabia, there is no Hajj without the airlift.
Whatever we'll do it having the interest of the pilgrims in mind. Ours will only remain a recommendation to the Commission for onward transmission to the appropriate higher authority.
Identify the best carriers, look at the best prices, do as it is supposed to be done as in the international world practice.
The operators reaffirmed their commitment to the strict adherence of guidelines of the International Civil Aviation Authority and other relevant regulations of the Saudi Arabian Civil Aviation Authority for a successful and hitch-free exercise.
One of the things we have designed and Allah has supported is to ensure that we take the stress out of pilgrims year in, year out.
Given our good experiences last year, that we would put in our own bid, and we're very pleased and satisfied with the process so far.
10 air carriers comprising local and international operators applied for participation in the exercise, and thus successful will be announced in due course. In Abuja, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
We've got a bit on sports coming up shortly after this break. Do stay with us.
Passed from one person to another. What keeps you so cool, man? Dettol Cool combines Dettol's protection with added menthol to protect from germs. Cool gives you maximum protection against germs every day from head to toes and an invincible icy feel. For super cool confidence, use Dettol Cool.
Dettol. Be 100% sure.
The death has occurred of Major General Ishaya Bakut, retired on March 15, 2015 at Abuja. Major General Bakut and Principal Staff Officer to the then Chief of General Staff, General Oladipo Dia. He was actively involved in community development after retirement. He is survived by his wife, 5 children and relatives. A wake will be kept on Thursday, April 23, 2015 at the Command Officers Mess at Sokoro, Abuja at 5 p.m. while burial will be at the family compound in Krumimbi, Zonkwa, Kaduna State, after a service at the Echo Church, Krumimbi, on Friday, April 24, 2015 at 10 a.m. Burial Committee announcer.
More than 17 countries to participate in next week's International Tennis Federation Championship in Abuja, as IAAF says no ban for Russian athletes. Let's join Amanzi Marcus for Sports Update.
Members of Nigeria's national under-20 team, the Flying Eagles, commenced full training this week, opened last week. At the Abuja National Stadium, the Flying Eagles trained in the morning with 31 invited players, struggling to prove their relevance in the New Zealand under-20 World Cup team.
I believe this team can go all the way to win the World Cup for Nigeria and Africa.
The team will play a friendly with Abuja Football Academy on Friday before traveling to Germany for the last camping exercise as part of its grassroots sports development.
It died on the 9th of this month in Abuja. Kemi Fakeye, NTA News.
That's it on the program. See you again next week from the production team and me. Thank you for watching.